Alright, so I wanted to talk about Shadowdark for a bit. Everybody in the little corner of the internet has talked about Shadowdark. It's the popular topic, so I'm sure you heard Shadowdark. It's a game that's currently offered on Kickstarter, and it's doing really well. It's well on its way to pass $1 million USD. It's already over 800 kilo dollar, $886 at the time of recording, $1,000 at the time of recording here. And Kickstarter always like showed up in the last few days, so it's gonna do it no problem. There's 14 days left. It's gonna pass the million easy. And this success seemed to have left a lot of people scratching their head, going out and look at this new game and wonder, what does it bring? Why are everybody jumping on this hype train? So let's talk about that for a bit. First, the author, Kelsey Dion, is not exactly a newcomer on the block. She did add a few supplements published for 5e that have been apparently well received. I'm not familiar with them, but people seem to have liked them. And then the fact that she's a woman, yeah, does that have an impact? Most certainly it does. Being a woman is life on easy mode, so I'm sure there's a bunch of sim that supported her just because of that. But she did actually put products out, so there's that. Also, Miss Dion grew up in Wisconsin, and from her own retelling, her first GM was a dude that was a player in Gygax's ongoing weekly game. I don't know if this story is true, but why not? The only reason I would have to doubt that is that Kelsey is both a woman and a journalist, and those two type of people are known for lying a lot without shame. But let's give little Kelsey all the benefits of the doubt. She also has her own YouTube channel. Her oldest videos seem to be from 5 years ago. She now have over 15,000 subscribers, but she seemed to have gained the vast majority of those since the launch of her Kickstarter. She did have a live play example of Shadowdark on her channel, but I couldn't make it past the introduction of the players, because they are the kind of people that really make me sneer. It is also almost a guarantee that the book is going to be woke to some extent. But okay, let's grant Kelsey some cred. But what does the Kickstarter, what is the Shadowdark, what is its offering? The tagline used is for it's old school gaming modernized, or old school gaming new school mechanic. And this is basically like taking Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, taking this rule set and trying to devolve it into a more old school feel. And this is not something new. Others have tried it to do it as well, like a 5 Torches Deep or a 5e hardcore mode. But people didn't care quite as much. One thing I'm going to say right away also is that one thing that could be a huge factor in the success of this project is that its art is amazing, especially if we compare it to a game like 5 Torches Deep. But even not compared to anything, it's just good art. It's very evocative. And I mentioned before that better art or better writing can be reason enough to justify a new game. Many games are crippled by clunky rules explanations or shoddy art. But those Shadowdark has more to offer than that, than the nice art. Does he have any new original rules or ideas? For what I've seen, the only mechanic that is kind of different is the fact that the torch are real time. So a torch lasts an hour, not of game time, but of play time. I'm not sure I like this mechanic personally. I can see how it can create some artificial tension, but when we're gaming and having a good time, we often lose our notion of time. So having to constantly look at a clock is not something I really want to do. And using a egg timer or some other modern form of timekeeping, even less so, especially not something with an annoying sound that's going to pop up every hour. Also, that's something that can be easily introduced in your own game of choice. It can be homebrewed in any game. If you like this mechanic, well, now you know about it, you can just shove it in game. There's not much more to it than, oh, torches last an hour real time. And from what I've seen, I love what our Shadowdark has to offer is basically homebrew. You take 5e, or you go the other way around and take an OSR game, and that has a roll I d20 mechanic, and you either keep the advantage disadvantage or add it if you want from the OSR. And then you have people roll their stat 3d6 down the line. You take away everybody's dark vision. You bring back XP for loot and monster morale, and all that is pretty easy peasy. The thing that could be a little more interesting to see how she's going to go about it are class abilities and the spell list and how those spells work. I know she said that it's going to be a roll to cast spell, and that's cool, but it's not exactly mind-bending either. Even in modern D&D, a roll is often involved with offensive spell. Either the caster rolls a spell attack or the target rolls a saving throw. So will I back Shadowdark? Well, certainly not. With the PDF being $30 US and $60 for the printed book, not including shipping, yeah, that's gonna be a hard pass for me. And am I upset that this game is making so much money? No, why would I be? It doesn't take anything away from me. Do I think that this game will be overall good for the OSR? No. Best case scenario, it will not bring anyone into the OSR, because maybe some sparkle troll will try this game and thinking it is OSR. People that the kind of people that have never tried the OSR before because they've been told that it was racist or homophobic or whatever. Now they will feel permitted to try this game because it's put out by a lesbian, but they will not make the move to the real OSR. Worst case scenario, they will. And those people will join the OSR and be fucking annoying to any real OSR gamer. I know some people look favorably to the idea of this game being a bridge from the new school to the old school, but I don't want a bridge. Because making the switch to the OSR is not that hard. Many people have done it. They started with the more recent version of D&D and went back to older edition. If there are people that have been stopped by the bad rep that has been unjustifiably attributed to the old school gamer, then I want them to stay out. If you're gonna believe what some journalists said about the OSR without checking for yourself, well, first, you're an idiot for believing what a journalist said, and second, you're the one that's full of prejudice. So keep believing those things and keep fearing the old school gamer and stay away from our game. Also, for me, well, I'm all those bad things that journalists told you we were, but the world of OSR cannot be judged by me. The vast majority of grognards are much nicer than me. They are very good people, and you don't deserve them. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about today. Tell me if there's something I missed, and thank you for watching. Have a good day and take care.